And it's so easy for students, for people to lose focus.
Yes.
Because there are so many distractions.
Things that can
and then
distract you.
there's no one who's telling you what not to do
The
and what to do.
freedom that you
The
have
freedom
here.
that you have is one aspect that really stood out for me. Because
Yes.
you have to be a critical thinker.
Okay.
And a responsible person.
Yes.
Because it's just you.
No one around you.
It's easy for you to lie to your parents. Oh, hey, I'm passing.
I'm passing.
And you know very
you're
well
not
you're
passing.
not.
And you find that parents are not well informed about higher education.
And they're not well informed and
Ish.
everything. So they just believe your
You
word.
can easily deceive them. This is EduKnowledge Exchange Podcast. We bring you in studio today Rulane Baladze, a Camp Peninsula University of Technology student. Welcome at EduKnowledge Exchange Podcast and thank you for your presence.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I am doing very well. How are you?
I'm so excited to have you to shape our audience with your academic experience. And to begin with, diving into discussion of higher education, what are the aspects that shaped your university experience, particularly the aspect that became a surprise to you, which you desire to have been informed or prepared for, which became a surprise upon your arrival within higher education?
I think one aspect that really stood out was the fact that you are on your own.
Okay.
Like in university,
Yes,
you are alone.
you're on your own. Everything for yourself.
Exactly. You can call family, you can have friends here and
Yes.
there, but at the end of the day, it comes with this huge, lonely
Okay.
feeling and sense of responsibility. Like
Okay.
from minor things like what to have for dinner, when to wash your clothes, the fact that when you did wash them, you have to fold
Okay.
them and everything by
Yes,
yourself.
and
It's like
everything, yes.
everything is about
You yourself, you're on your own. There's no one to assist
There is
you.
no one to tell you, Bana, hey, go and do that. And then it goes to education in general. Like the lecturers will lecture you, give
Okay.
you notes and everything. If you study, if you pass, anything,
It
that
is
is
an individual agency, your responsibility to ensure.
It's your own responsibility. So if you come with the mindset that, oh, I'm free, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, you'll get lost because no one is chasing around you. No one is forcing you to do anything.
Yes.
And it's so easy for students, for people to lose focus.
Yes.
Because there are so many distractions.
that can
and then
distract you.
there's no one who's telling you what not to do
The
and what to do.
freedom that you
The
have
freedom
here.
that you have is one aspect that really stood out for me because
Yes.
now you have to be a critical thinker
Okay.
and a responsible person.
Yes.
Because it's just you.
No one around you.
It's easy for you to lie to your parents. Oh, hey, I'm passing.
I'm passing.
And you know very
you're
well
not
you're
passing.
not.
And you find that parents are not well informed about higher education.
And they're not well informed and
Ish.
everything. So they just believe your
You
word.
can easily deceive them.
And they just believe your word. And then at the end of the day, what happens? It's your future that goes down the drain. So,
We actually do hear stories of people who have misused the freedom which they claim to find within higher education upon their arrival. But I do believe that somehow, some way, this may pose a threat or an intimidation to those who are still coming to higher education to say, if within higher education you are on your own, therefore you are independent, everything is on your agency, you do everything out of your responsibility. But for someone who may be in a position to say, how am I going to project myself there if ever I have been under this guidance? I do things under guidance properly, so without my own agency into taking responsibility. But for someone like yourself who found that as something that became a surprise to you, but eventually you adjusted to that environment, how can you be in a position to at least clear mischaracterization perhaps and misunderstanding to say it's not only about you being independent that you will perhaps struggle or do things, it's about this and this and this. How can you have that conversation with someone who is willing to come to higher education?
this they shouldn't take this as an intimidation,
Okay.
but more as a warning
Okay.
or as something to look ahead to. You shouldn't be intimidated by the fact that, oh, I'm going to be alone.
Yes.
No. Think of this as in like, how can I put it?
Yes.
I just have to be
Like there you are on your own now. You are leaving your home away to study, and that is something that you should.
Exactly. And plus another thing is, one thing I've learned about varsity is that it prepares you for adulthood.
Okay.
Actually, we are adults at this point, but we're still students.
Yes.
So it prepares you for adulthood, for like your work life and everything. You need to have priorities and
Okay.
you need to be responsible. So this shouldn't be an intimidation. This should be something that you say, oh, okay. In high school, your teachers are going to tell you, hey, do your homework. If you don't do your homework, you get some sort of punishment. But as an adult, you need to be your own person.
Okay.
So it shouldn't be an intimidation.
Yes,
it should be
it should be
something that
encourages
teaches
you.
to grow up mentally.
Okay.
And understand that no one's going to chase after
Yes.
you. You need to make rational decisions by yourself.
By yourself.
And you need to stand by your rational decisions. For example, just like I mentioned that me and my friends will say, okay, this weekend we're going out. And then
Okay.
I get some sort of work on a Friday.
Yes.
I will have to focus on that work.
focus on the
if
work,
they
something-
do come and be like, oh, but you said we're going, I know what I said. But then there was a change of plans.
Ish.
And now I have to focus on this.
And something that is beneficial, not something which can be postponed.
Not something that can be postponed or
Yes.
something that's just temporary happiness.
You know, I best believe that first year student particularly, or an overall number of students, depending, doesn't matter your level of education, that secondary school or we ourselves do not prepare enough about time management. And you having mentioned that it is about you getting to manage your tasks, that there is no one who is going to chase after you. And within higher education, you find that they give you enough time to complete your assignment. And as someone who is not well prepared from secondary school about time management, you procrastinate a lot, and then upon arrival, you get to be deceived. For someone like yourself, how did you then get to manage your time appropriately to maximal discipline that you maintain your academic record?
You know, I had this thing where, or maybe every student had this thing where they like, I work well under pressure.
Okay.
You're given maybe an assignment, then they're like,
fast.
2 weeks,
Yes.
period. They're like,
Yes.
your due date is next of next week.
Okay.
And then you're like, I work well under pressure. You do the assignment a day before. And then you find that your marks are low.
Ish.
Yeah, bo? So personally, I did that. I don't want to lie. I don't want
Yes.
to lie to anyone. That was me the entire time.
Yes.
And I always got mad at the fact that, nah, man, I know these things, but why are my marks so low?
Yes.
And then I came to discover that I make so many unnecessary mistakes.
Oh, yes, because you're under pressure.
Because I'm
now you
under
wanted to
pressure
submit.
and I want to submit. There are just minor mistakes
Yes.
that shouldn't have been there in the first place. Should I have done my work,
Yeah, it would have been proper.
proofread everything? So you're like, I know this, man.
Yes.
And then you get low marks and you're like, I know this, man. What's the problem?
Ish.
So this time management thing is extremely crucial. Personally, I have that thing, if they say your work will be due in 2 weeks' time,
Okay.
I'm going to look at it today
Okay.
just to go through it. And then it'll be at the back of my head, but now this is what I have to do. Maybe tomorrow I'll do one question.
It requires.
Like, I will do that one question, even if
Okay.
I do one question a day until I'm done.
Yes.
I know I took enough time to focus on that.
yes. And-
And I can see and plot each and every single
Yes.
little mistake that shouldn't have been there.
So actually, if you were, according to you, if you get to be pressurized to complete tasks, at that particular moment, you are not actually writing for credibility. You're actually writing for submission.
Exactly.
So, which is something that got to disadvantage you at the time.
Because you know that, man, I am smart enough to get 70 in this thing or 80, but I got 50. It's a pass, but
yes,
it's not enough.
Something which you expected yourself to ace.
Exactly. And then you go back and you start beating yourself up. That's where students start having depression and everything. When I know this thing, why am I failing? I know this thing, why am I failing? How are you doing that thing? Like, are you putting in enough time?
Yes.
Because varsity has a lot of distractions, guys. Right? It has a lot of distractions. We're in Cape Town, for God's sake. There's Table Mountain, it's very hot.
Yes.
Or the beach, it's very hot
today.
You're like, let me go to the beach. I'll come back and do this. Yeah, that's even worse. I'll complete it tomorrow. I'll complete it tomorrow. So
it's like that.
Just time management, priorities.
Yes.
That's the crucial thing about varsity life. Time management, priorities, and discipline. You need to be disciplined. You really need to be disciplined.
Time management, you heard for yourself, viewers and listeners, and that you should maintain maximum discipline when you arrive at higher education. As much as we continue to share at EduKnowledge Exchange Podcast and invite our guests to shape our minds through what they have experienced, we encourage you that you continue, that if you are a first timer, you subscribe to our channel. This helps us to grow, to reach many different societies, possible as much as you like this channel, that we continue to invite guests like Rulani who ought to share and advise us about the events or how we ought to project ourselves within higher education. You have mentioned again that many people get to be perceived about the freedom which they find themselves within higher education. And I best believe that those are people who are more involved in social life. You are a socializing person who can't compromise your social life to academic related activities. For an individual like yourself, how do you balance between academic life and social life?
Okay. Well, I've already mentioned what's this time management and priorities and discipline and everything. Yeah, so there's one major aspect that came to my mind. Let me just say mind. It's peer pressure.
Okay.
Because personally, I was raised by strict parents, ne? Mm-hmm. So it wasn't that thing I'm afraid to go out or this and this and this, but it was a fear of disappointing them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, bo? So when you get here and you're like, oh, well, going out for one night, they're not gonna see anything and it's not gonna change my marks. So now you're going a lot deeper into the social life, a lot deeper into the social life. And then now your roomsas and everything, because wow, peer pressure comes with roomsas. You get a roomsa, you're friendly with each other. You don't know where you guys are coming from different places. Yes. Remember, your roomsa is a trust fund baby, rich and everything. Mm-hmm. They don't need to work for the next 5 generations. Ish. When at home, your parents took whatever they had last to send you to school to make sure, okay, you get my point. And then you get here, you find this trust fund baby, rich and everything. Arichomi, let's go out. I don't have clothes. Don't worry, I'll borrow you my dress. I don't have money for drinks, Chomi. I will buy you a few rounds. I'll buy you a few rounds. You're already distracted. And then now you're not using your own money, Pella, because your friend is moneyed.
Obviously, you'll just fall
You'll just flow with it. Your friend is moneyed. And your friend doesn't even need to pass her work because they're well off. And now you are losing focus. You are getting distracted and everything. And then at the end of the day, it's the end of the year. Your year mark is standing like this.
You didn't produce anything.
You did not produce anything valuable. And now, what are you going to say at home and everything? So this question, I'd say my answer is discipline.
Discipline.
You must look at yourself, look at your background, do a thorough self-introspection. Do not want to be like the others. Do not compare yourself with the others. You have no idea where they are coming from. You're only seeing the person now. So you cannot compare yourself with anyone.
Ish.
It's all about you. Just that's why I mentioned in the first question, in the beginning of the video.
Okay.
You are on your own.
On your own.
Yes, it's all about you. Your goals, your dreams, everything. No one is going to fight for those except for you. Parents can always call you every time, encourage you, everything. Please, Gwana, I the book and this and this and this. But if when you don't have it in you,
decide to do it.
exactly, if you don't have it in you, Bana, nah, man, I need to focus on this. Like, it's fun. I don't want to lie. Club life, everything. Disco lights.
Yes.
It's nice.
It's soft life.
It's soft life. It's nice. But for how long?
Ish.
How long is it going to be nice? You're growing. Is your friend going to keep on
Supporting you now
supporting
and
you
then.
financially with drinks and everything?
But do those friends support you in terms of academic related activities, or it's just when you want to fit within?
That is why I mentioned
Yes.
rooms and friends, because now you have to choose wisely.
Yes.
You have to choose wisely when the people you associate yourself with. What's the saying? Show me your circle and I'll show you your future. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So if my friend is always telling me, hi, Chomi, let's go out. And I'm like, Chomi, I have a test next. Chomi, let's go
Let's
out.
go. Ish.
That's not your
That's
friend.
not the one.
That's not your
Does
friend.
not care whether you.
No, because why would I tell you that I have a test that I need to focus on, that I'm anxious about, and you're like, let's go
You're actually
out?
saying it's insignificant for that.
Yes, that's not important. Why are you focusing on that? And it is important. Because I'm going to drink today and then get drunk and everything, make bad decisions and
Yes.
whatever. What about tomorrow? What about next year?
You know, I welcome that as that an individual must be, not should be, must be too invested to what brought them to that particular
Exactly.
higher education where they are currently, or meaning to pursue their degree. So you find that for yourself that you then become too conjectured or invested within your academics. How do you then get to balance a health academic lifestyle?
Okay, with that one is a bit of a problem, because I feel like that's the one that leads students to suicide and everything.
Okay.
When you know you're like too focused on your books,
Ish.
you're trying to pass so hard, but it's just not working like that.
Yes.
So all I can say is that varsity and high school are
Yes.
extremely different. In high school, they don't teach you things in depth like that.
Yes.
They give you the basics and
Yes.
like maybe to this level.
To that particular level. They
Exactly.
don't outline to you.
And then you only know how to study to this certain level.
Ish.
And then when you come to varsity, you have to dig deeper. You don't know how to dig deeper. You're trying your best. You're always like passing your brain, trying to like dig
Ish.
deeper.
Yes.
So you need to ask for help. That's why I was saying, show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
Yes.
Now you need people around you, because you cannot do it on your own.
Can't do it alone.
You need to have an interaction with your lecturers. You need to have an interaction with your classmates. You need to reach out to those people. Do not have that mentality, Yako, if I ask for help, it means I'm dumb,
You are
or
dumb,
something.
yes,
No,
yes, I
you are a human being. You cannot know everything. You can know certain things, but not everything. And you might find that the people you ask help from also end up learning something from you.
Yes.
That's why now you have to create study groups, have study partners, interact with your lecturers and stuff like that, so that you do not drown yourself in work, whereas you're not even doing the right things.
Ish.
It's fine to drown yourself in work, but when you know, Bana, okay, whatever it is that I'm doing here
Yes.
is correct,
Okay.
because I have verified it with this person, I have verified it with this person, I have verified it with my lecturer. Have a circle of people around you, but keep in mind, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Make sure that the people you surround yourself with are the ones that are encouraging your growth, not destroying you.
To destroy you.
Exactly. So do have a circle, interact with people, but make sure that those people are bakukurisa man, bakukurisa and
They
bakutlakula.
help you for personal
Exactly.
growth.
If you see bana, okay, this is my low secret. I shouldn't be telling people
now,
this.
now it's actually you're exposing it.
I'm exposing
Disclose
myself.
It. Yes,
but
disclose it.
during maybe like your first year, and then maybe they give you guys' marks, and you see, oh, this person got it, like they got a bit higher than me. This one got it really high. Interact with that person. Not that you're taking advantage, but you need the knowledge they have. You need to be closer with that person so that they can help you reach the level that they are in. So be smart about the people you keep around you. Like, even if that person goes a little bit down, you can be able to like and then a good friendship is formed there. A good friendship is formed, and you guys are helping each other grow. You graduate together. It's so much fun when you meet a friend on your first year, and then you guys end up graduating together. It's beautiful because it shows bana there's no jealousy, envy in between, because you guys are working together. No one is left behind. Exactly.
Ish, you mentioned that it's not only that when you are within this space of education, you are actually alone. Not that you are too isolated because you are here independently. So you say that individuals should at least try to interact and socialize with those of potential individuals. How for those who may appear to be introverts or lack self-confidence, then get to approach someone to say, can you please assist me with this? I lack. Like, for such people, I believe you have mentioned that people that leads to mental health challenges. But for someone like myself, I struggle with that. How do you then get me out of that space?
Okay. As an introverted person who have interacted with so many people who are of higher knowledge than me and everything, all I can say is just approach the person. Hey, did you see question what? Do you understand it?
Yes.
And then the person will obviously answer, oh yeah, I don't have time to respond now. Okay, fine, can I take your number and then we can chat, and then you explain it to me better later because I really need to understand this.
Yes.
Like, just be polite and be willing to be vulnerable in front of that person, regardless of how they respond, because others will be like a little shocked. We're in varsity, we don't know the people who are around us, but just be a little vulnerable and show that person that you're not there to like harm them, take advantage or anything. You just need help, genuinely so. Exactly.
I see.
I know as an introvert, going to someone takes about 15 million muscles in you, Bana. Damn, you can't even say a word. But man, you just have to do it. Like, the only way to find out is to find out. The only way to find out is to find out. You just have to do it.
Based on that, to shift from an individual itself, how overall can you be in a position to advise those who are coming or those who are currently pursuing within higher education to about an academic advice, how to project or how they can at least adjust to projecting themselves academically to their best performance?
Okay, so this answer I'm gonna direct it to those who are coming, right? Because those who are already here, it's fine. It's done for them. So those who are coming, there's that thing where you're like, I will just apply for anything that I qualify for. As long as I'm inside university.
Yes.
I'll just apply for anything. Don't do it, guys. It's wrong, because for you to be able to pursue something, you need to have some sort of interest in it. You need to have a desire or hunger for that specific thing. In my department, I'm in health, by the way.
Okay.
When you work with people, you You can't say, I'll just apply. You get easily irritated by them being around you and everything. And they didn't choose for you to be there.
Yes.
You chose for yourself. So don't apply for something that you qualify for. Apply to something that you're passionate about. And you know, crazy part is, if you were to say this to me or ask me this question in 2021, because I took a gap year, I would say I just want to be in varsity. I don't care. Yes. I don't care what is it that I'm going to apply for. I just want to be in varsity. But then, change of mind and perspective. If you ask me this question now, I'd say to you, take as much time as you need until you can qualify for what you want. Use that time to improve your marks, whatever it is that's hindering you from getting into what you want. Please use that time to improve that part, that barrier. Because you cannot come and say, I just want to do this because, or maybe because of money. You're not going to pass, first of all. Not because you're not smart enough, but because you don't have the interest to dig deeper. Because varsity is not like high school. In high school, they teach you literature or whatever, and you just have to know the basics. But in varsity, you need to dig deep. And for you to be able to dig deep, you need to be interested in what you're doing. You need to have that underlying thought that says, I want to know more, for you to be able to pass what you're doing. If you're just doing it to pass, you're not going to pass. You're not going to pass. And now that's where the saying, it's easier to get in varsity but harder to get out comes in, because you're not doing what you want. You're not doing what you're interested in. And so if you're not doing what you're interested in, you don't have the burning desire to just know more about this thing. I have this module where, regardless of how much you can chat GBT it, you will not pass. You will not find the answers because they're not there. They're within you, within your knowledge of that particular module. So that's what I'm saying, Bana. You'll say, oh, I'll just cheat. I'll just write for 50%. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. I swear, we have 4 tests during the year before you can write the final one. And then these ones are used to like at least push your year mark up so that you can be able to write this one. Yes. I chat GBT this one. It was a fail. I chat GBT this one. It was a fail. And I was like, what is this? Like, what kind of module is this? Because why am I not, like, it's ChatGPT. How can this module defeat ChatGPT? And then I sat down and then I did like a self-introspection. And I was like, these questions are not there because they're not in the book. They're not in the notes that they give you. It's not something you can just quote and paste. It's something that you need to explain from your own understanding. I see. Exactly. So I was like, okay, now this whole I'm just doing it for the sake of doing it thing doesn't work in varsity. It does not work. You have to do it because you want to do it.
Let's take that as a career advice to individuals who are willing to pursue higher education. But sometimes I do believe that it's not only a matter of them being willing to find themselves within higher education space, but perhaps due to competition, now that they want to find themselves within higher education, and for whatever course that they will be doing, they will unfortunately be doing something that they are not even interested in doing, and therefore now we produce incompetent employees of different departments, unsafe for
unsafe for the environment. Because now you apply for things like you first Google the salary. This one has money. I'm going there. So now you're just doing it for the check. You don't have the love for it. And in health, that's a very dangerous thing for patients because you need to handle them with care. We deal with people who I am dealing with eyes. I will just mention that. I deal with people who suddenly lost their vision. If I'm doing it for money, I don't care about that person's feelings. And that person lost their vision. the minute you lose your vision, it's like you lost your entire life. You can't drive anywhere. You don't have a sense of freedom.
Yes.
Exactly. So if I'm doing this for money and someone who recently lost their vision in a car crash comes into me and I'm being impatient with them, I'm destroying that person internally because they need care. So you shouldn't do or pursue a career because you saw the salary, or maybe your friend is a doctor, so you want to be a doctor as well. Or maybe this person is a nurse, so you want to be above them, you want to be a doctor. Don't do that because you're not going to deal with that person. You're going to deal with people. You're going to deal with people's lives. Some people are nice, some are very scared, some are extremely rude. So you need to have passion. You need to be able to endure whatever your career, your field is going to throw in your direction. And you can only do that if you love what you're doing. My mom said to me, it's not work if you love it. It's not work if you're passionate. It's like you even wake up happy. I'm going to see my patients. I'm going to exactly
get ready, you know.
And if a person who suddenly lost their vision come to me, I'm gonna handle them with care because I want them to feel.
Yes, you are willing.
I'm willing to make that person feel. You get my point.
That's so nice. But you have mentioned the utilization of artificial intelligence to ace your academics. For yourself, perhaps this can be an advice to fellow viewers, particularly students. How do you then get to avoid misusing AI to ace your academic, and how can you advise our viewers to isolate or do away with?
Good one, because I remember my first year was entirely online.
Okay.
But we had to go and write the final exam in contact.
Yeah.
So you can imagine the whole year I'm relaxed, I'm passing that time because I'm using artificial intelligence, obviously.
Yes.
And now it's the end of the year, I have to go and write. I have this ton load of work that I don't know why. I wasn't the one writing those tests. It was AI.
It was AI
exactly. So now I have to bust my brain, rub my two brain cells together and try to get the whole information in there. And that led to me, out of 7 modules, I only failed 1, but then the other ones were really low. Why? Because I only learned the whole works thingy by October, and I had to write in November.
And at the time, it was only for you to actually be in a position to ace
exactly
a physical exam that you're going to.
And our institution has this crazy rule where even if your year mark is above 50%, you passed, you still need to pass the test to be able to pass the whole year. Exactly.
So if I depended on AI,
it's over for you. It's fine. You can use AI. It's actually currently I'm using it as a study tool.
Okay.
It's fine to use it and everything, but don't let it work for you. Don't just give it the whole work and say, oh, AI is gonna do it. No, because you don't know anything at the end of the day. Rather use it as a study tool. Ask those, because one thing about varsity that I can never understand is, why is it that everything is so indirect? It's so confusing, it's so indirect, it's they're pushing you to dig deeper.
Yes.
So AI just brings everything perfectly lined, the whole points are there in a perfect way. Exactly. So you can use it as a study tool. Not as as your I don't know.
It's for your thinking. Yes, to replace you.
To replace you, because at the end of the day, you don't know anything.
Yes.
So rather use it as a study tool, honestly.
That's so nice. Viewers and listeners, you have heard yourself that we must maintain an academic integrity, that we shouldn't misuse AI for that we shouldn't misuse artificial intelligence, that it replace our thinking, and then now it gets to a point where we do away with maintenance of discipline within academic. And transparency is the most important part mentioned by Roland Baladzi here. As student, we thank you very much for your presence at EduKnowledge Exchange Podcast, to have came here and shape our mind as well, because we are learning from the experience that you have encountered since your commencement within higher education, and wish you all the best. We hope that we will host you as a PhD candidate, or perhaps as a doctor, Ms. Rolanda Baladzi. Thank you very much, listeners and viewers. It's an honor and gratitude to have had you here.